Hello students, in this topic electrovalent bond and ionic bond we have already discussed few points uh, regarding this topic, and today we will discuss the energy changes in ionic bond formation and also calculation of lattice enthalpy, how we calculate the lattice enthalpy. In fact, we study the calculation of lattice enthalpy in the thermodynamics chapter. Here we will discuss only few points. At first we discuss the question. For example, to find the most ionic character. If question given lithium fluoride, sodium fluoride, potassium fluoride, rubidium fluoride and cesium fluoride, which species have maximum or most ionic character. Here we see that electronegative element means cation is same in this all molecules, and anion is same in this all molecules. Only change of cation takes place. This metal is changes but non-metal is same, and we have already known the property of the group. As we move top to bottom in the group, the ionization enthalpy decreases, so the size of cation increases and enthalpy decreases. So most electropositive character is cesium and most electronegative character is fluorine. So most ionic character takes place when cesium and fluoride form the bond, then rubidium fluoride, then potassium fluoride, then sodium fluoride. And when suppose question is given sodium fluoride, sodium chloride, sodium bromide and sodium iodide. Students, see here. Here is the metal is same in all the spaces, but non-metal is changes, means electronegative character changes. We have already studied in the previous chapter. The top to bottom in group 17, electronegative character decreases because their size is increases. In that condition, in which species have maximum ionic character? Obviously, sodium fluoride have maximum ionic character, then sodium chloride, then sodium bromide, and sodium iodide has least ionic character. In this way we can solve the questions, number of questions given in the examination, either increasing order, arrange all the spaces in the increasing order, or arrange all the spaces in the decreasing order. In fact, in the S block element we will again discuss this type of question. So what happens when any ionic compound form? Student, say energy changes in ionic compound or ionic bond formation. At first formation of cation takes place, then formation of anion takes place, and cation and anion combine to form formation of lattice structure of the species. Suppose M element or metal in the gaseous form convert into cation form M plus, and it is also in the gaseous form, and removal of electron. In this process enthalpy should be given. So this is called the ionization enthalpy. Energy supplied, so positive sign we will use. In the next step, formation of anion. Suppose we have X element in the gaseous form and it accepts electron. In that condition it becomes negative charge in the gaseous form, then formation of anion, and during this phenomenon energy release, and this is known as electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity. Because energy release, so negative sign we use. And at last this gaseous form cation, this gaseous form cation react with this gaseous form anion to form lattice, and this is known as lattice enthalpy. This is again energy release, so it is also in the indicate in the form of negative sign. Energy release is called the lattice enthalpy. So student, this gaseous state combine to form lattice. Lattice always exists in the solid. So at first we simply we memorize by this step how the formation of ionic bond takes place and energy changes in the ionic bond formation. Calculation of lattice enthalpy. Simply lattice enthalpy. Calculation of lattice enthalpy, which is known as Born-Haber process. Born-Haber process. Suppose sodium in the solid state react with chlorine, which is gaseous state, to form sodium chloride in the solid form. And suppose formation of enthalpy of NaCl is equal to enthalpy of reaction. When sodium in the solid state converted into ion form, at first it converted into gaseous form. So when solid converted into gaseous form, energy supply, this is known as sublimation enthalpy. It is known as sublimation enthalpy, and energy is given. So positive sign we will use. Solid directly converted to gaseous state, so it is known as sublimation process, and sublimation process when takes place, energy should be supplied. And this sodium in the gaseous state when converted into ion, so electron removed here, again enthalpy, ionization enthalpy means energy should be given. So this solid state comes to gaseous state, and gaseous state again comes into the ionic form. This is also in the gaseous state. Same things happen here. Suppose we balance the equation, 1 mole of chlorine atom. So chlorine double bond, the single bond, we all know that. So first the energy should be supplied to, which is called the bond dissociation enthalpy. Bond dissociation enthalpy. When this bond dissociation enthalpy is given to this compound, it becomes chlorine atom in the gaseous form. And when chlorine accepts electron, which is known as electron gain enthalpy, and energy release, so negative sign we will use, and it becomes chloride ion, and it is also in the gaseous form. And this cation and this anion when react to form this sodium chloride, the solid form, here the enthalpy also release when the cation and anion combine to form molecules sodium chloride. It is energy released during this process. This is known as lattice enthalpy. Lattice enthalpy. So this is the simple example for the formation of sodium with chlorine to form sodium chloride, and what happens, 3 steps involved during this formation of ionic bond and energy released. Let's calculate the energy. How we calculate the energy? Thermodynamics chapter, there is Hess law is given. We will proceed either different step, 1 step, 2 step, or number of steps. The energy is enthalpy of formation is same according to Hess law. Enthalpy of formation, suppose we prepare sodium chloride. First we should give sublimation enthalpy, this is positive. Then we give ionization enthalpy, this is also positive. Then we give bond dissociation enthalpy for chlorine, it is also positive. When the chlorine accept electron, which is called the electron gain enthalpy, it is negative. So this energy is electron gain enthalpy is negative, and the energy released when cation and anion is lattice enthalpy, it is also negative enthalpy. So suppose we calculate the lattice enthalpy. Suppose we calculate the lattice enthalpy of given reaction. Lattice enthalpy of given reaction. So simply sublimation enthalpy plus ionization enthalpy plus bond dissociation enthalpy minus electron gain enthalpy minus this comes here, so it becomes formation of enthalpy. So this is the method to calculate the energy when the ionic bond forms. What are the factors affecting the lattice enthalpy? Factors affecting the lattice enthalpy. Suppose A cation combined with B anion to form AB, and lattice enthalpy release. Suppose delta H is the lattice enthalpy. So students, lattice enthalpy is directly proportional to the lattice enthalpy is directly proportional to the force of attraction between cation and anion. And suppose force of attraction is equal to, suppose Q1 and Q2 are the charges of anion of the ionic compound. Q1 and Q2, suppose Q1 and Q2 are the charges on the ions in an ionic compound, and it is equal to Q1 and Q2, and the R square, it is the distance between them. Q1 and Q2 are the charges on the ions in an ionic compound, and R square is the distance between them. Then what happens? Then lattice enthalpy directly proportional to the cation or anion, or we can say that lattice enthalpy is directly proportional to the, inversely proportional to the size of cation. If size is greater, enthalpy is lesser. If size is smaller, enthalpy will be greater, because when suppose we have smaller the size of cation and larger the size of anion. So suppose here is the electron. So due to larger size of an ion, the force of attraction between this and this is this and this becomes weak, and due to smaller size of cation and greater magnitude of, it strongly pull the electron. This attractive force is strong force of attraction, strongly pulled. In this way we can say that lattice enthalpy is inversely proportional to the size of cation. Next student, we will discuss the electron dot structure of few elements, few compounds. Suppose we have calcium oxide, calcium 2 valence electron, oxygen 6 valence electron. So the atomic number is 20. So 2, 8, 8, 2. If calcium lose their 2 electron, it acquire it acquire inert gas configuration, and when it oxide takes two electron, it requires also inert gas configuration. So for their stability, it loses their electrons, then what happens? It becomes cation and it becomes anion. And then this cation anion form the enthalpy, lattice enthalpy release when it forms compound or lattice structure. So number of compound is given or molecule is given in your book. So practice it. We will discuss the properties of ionic compound. Properties of ionic compound. Write down the properties, because question is always asked on the basis of properties also. So don't try to escape, students. All ionic compound are good conductor of heat and electricity. Heat and electricity. In the molten state, not in the solid state, in the molten state, because in the molten state their ions are free to conduct, or in aqueous solution, because in the solid state their ions are not free to conduct electricity or heat. So ionic compounds are good conductor when their state is molten or in the aqueous solution. Due to the 3D lattice structure of ionic compound, their melting point and boiling point is high. Number 3, all the ionic compound are soluble in polar solvents like water, because water has very high dielectric constant. What is dielectric constant? Let's see and try to understand the word meaning dielectric constant. Student, as we know, water is polar in nature. Suppose this is the water molecules, and we know that oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen. So negative charge appears on the oxygen and positive charge appears on the hydrogen. Suppose this is the ionic compound NaCl. So due to the tendency of water molecule weaken the force of attraction between the ionic compound. How? Because their negative charge attract their positive charge towards itself, and their positive charge attracted towards this. So all the sides, suppose there is a water molecules, here is also water molecules, here is also water molecules. So when this compound NaCl dissolve in water, so it's surrounded by water molecules, and due to their polarity or high dielectric constant, means this has ability to weaken the force of attraction. How? It pulled strongly their negative charge strongly pulled the positive charge towards itself, and their negative charge strongly pulled towards the positive charge. In this way, the force of attraction between them becomes weaken. So write down the condition. What is dielectric constant? Simply dielectric constant, dielectric material weakens the force of attraction of ionic compound. Or another word we can write in this form also: dielectric material weakens the electrical field developed by ionic compound. And electrical field developed due to force of attraction So all the ionic compounds are soluble in water because water has the high dielectric constant, because it has the ability to weaken the force of attractions of ionic compound. In this way, all the ionic compounds are soluble in water molecules. At last, all ionic compounds are non-directional in nature because it has no specific directional structure. We cannot express in the form of bond. So these are the few properties of ionic compounds, and it is very important for the examination point of view. You can learn and write number of times, so it will help in the competitive exam. And inorganic chemistry is totally based on the chemical bonding. Suppose we have aluminum oxide. So aluminum and oxide, the bond structure. At first write down the electron dot structure. Aluminum, 2 aluminum atom and 3 oxygen, 1, 2 and 3, 2, 2 and 2. Valence electron, we can represent the valence electron by dot or cross also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For their stability, the configuration is 283 and their configuration is 283. So aluminum tried to lose their 3 electrons to achieve the noble gas configuration, and oxide configuration 2,6, oxygen configuration is 2,6. So when oxygen take 2 electrons from any species, so that it again the form stability like noble gas. So aluminum lose their 2 electron, this oxygen, 1 electron to this oxygen, this 1 electron again given by this aluminum, these 2 electrons given by this aluminum. So aluminum at first lose their 2 electrons to this oxygen, and 1 electrons left it will accept by this oxygen. Aluminum again lose their 1 electron to this oxygen for their stability. Now after gaining it becomes 2,8, their configuration becomes stable, and in this way when complete transfer of electron, one species complete lose and other species completely gain. So the formation of cation and anion takes place. Aluminum loses their 3 plus, 2 aluminum atom loses their 3 plus, it becomes cation, and 3 oxygen atom gain their 2 electron. So the formation of cation and anion Here, when the ionization enthalpy is used to become aluminum ion, and here the electron gain enthalpy release when oxide ion gain the electron. So here the energy should be supplied for making neutral to ion form or removal of electron. Here the energy released because it takes electron for their stability, and after that this cation and ion and the force of attraction which is between them, this force of attractions is causes for the formation of bond, and the compound form is aluminum oxide. And when this comes together, energy release, and this energy is known as lattice enthalpy. So in the next video we will discuss the covalent bond. Student, draw the electron dot structure, learn the chemical property and the reason for the formation of formation of ionic compound. What is the characteristic of electrovalent compound? Questions given in your NCERT book related to the electrovalent bond, try to complete. Okay.